Beth was about 2 years old probably. And there was a little like walkway around the front porch then. Oh, they had a little balcony. Yeah. And right up there around the front porch, and Beth was out standing on the balcony. She crawled out the window and was walking around the balcony. Of course, needless to say.
Grandma Annie had a fit.
Well, we're trying to make a quick eat our way up. I had to go through the house up on the stairs and tell her to sit down, get back, and shut up.
Point of reference, this is Malcom, Iowa.
Gingerbread stuff on that, you know.
Yeah, well, it's been sided. The whole house has been
Yeah,
sided
right.
since then. Because that had the old boards on it.
The lap siding about
Yeah.
that big, yeah.
We started off every morning with a can of beer in one hand, a paintbrush in the other, and climbed the ladder.
But we nearly broke up 3 marriages.
Start that story from the beginning now, because I got you on
story.
camera now.
Oh no, PD he bought a picnic table he had out here, and he was serving us all slabs of steak all the time, and he said he was going to have to hire someone to paint his house. And we're all here, all of us. And at my mother's house, if anything needed painting, we did it. You know, he just took the paintbrushes and did it. So I said, let's us do it for the folks. And so the guys weren't real sure. Now Marge, she just had a new baby, and she had her hands full with kids. Of course, we all did.
Yeah.
And but Don and Tom and I, Frankie, what'd you?
Down with the worst case of hemorrhoids
Oh,
I've ever had.
that's a habit with Frankie.
Work
And
to be
so-
done, yep.
And they were so bad he couldn't even babysit the kids while I painted.
I could drink beer, and that was about all I could do.
Yep. And sit out there on the picnic table.
Oh, I
But
hope I got that.
we and Ruth was up there too.
Oh, yeah.
And we were up on the second story up there painting and painting. On the other side is kind of an indentation there. But anyway, there's a picture of me in the shortest shorts I ever saw in my life.
Climbing out on the roof, I think.
A
on the
lot of
back.
things are
Yeah.
showing.
Yeah.
And,
Good thing
but-
Grandma Bell didn't see you, and know she'd have asked you if you wanted to go downstairs and
Oh,
put on the
in.
rest of your clothes.
all kinds of trouble. But what is funny is Grandma Annie, she was doing the cooking for everybody. And like I said, Ruth was busy with her kids too. She had all her little kids.
We had 3 or 4.
Yeah, and our kids, I don't know. Well, Lisa would have been the same age as Marcy. And well, anyway, it doesn't matter. We had all those kids. And PD was cooking steaks every night. But we painted. And we painted. And we painted. We got the top half all done, though.
I don't think
Remember?
we got this side finished, big.
We
At
had-
that time, it wasn't a garage, it was just a big, long slab.
Side. But we didn't get the
had-
the bottom. We did the top. And we did over on that side. Because I remember being up there doing the top.
We had the scaffolding up. They had the
Yeah.
ladders, the extension
Had
ladders
ladders,
up with
yeah.
the hooks out there
Yeah.
for the scaffolding.
Yeah.
And I remember hanging onto a beer in one hand and a
Yeah.
paintbrush in the other. Well,
Went
I
up
had to
there.
put one of them the other. I had to put the paintbrush down so I could hang onto the scaffold. You know, the beer and the scaffold.
By the time we were done,
Can of beer and a
all
paintbrush.
the husbands and my I was with these two painting, but their wives wanted them to help with kids, and we'd come here for a vacation. You know what I'm saying? And he is mad at me because he couldn't help his famous excuse, and so it was kind of funny. It almost was. All marriages were almost dissolved, but we got as much as we could done.
And I think Dad went through about a side of beef too.
Yeah.
While we were doing
Oh,
it.
I
Several
remember.
cases of beer. But do you
Yeah.
remember sending Mother to bed crying?
Yeah.
Well, that was over the big
We-
the
aerial
firecracker.
We were
That
out
was-
talking about fireworks, and Sonny, I think Sonny was out there, and he says, I got a firecracker, and he come over with
Aerial
one of
bomb,
those
yeah.
3-stage aerial bombs. Well, we clipped the cord so we'd only fire one. We fired off that one aerial bomb up, and neighbors down there, Frank Furno, his wife says, Frank said, or she sat right up straight in bed, said, "What was that?" And Frank says, "Oh, it's just the Varnums. Don't worry about it."
But poor Grandma started crying.
Oh,
She
She
cried.
was sobbing, and she was so mad at all these
You don't have to live here, but these are my neighbors.
Yeah. But these steaks were like this
Oh,
big.
yeah.
And I remember towards the end, they all looked green to me. We'd had them every single night. PD had all these steaks. Well, he went and got a barbecue and
Yeah.
that picnic table for
Oh, yeah.
us. And
Be still my stomach. I'm getting hungry hearing her talk about those big
But,
steaks.
Maybe it's time to go have lunch out here.
we had a good time
Is there a
doing
place
it.
to eat here in town?
Well, there's a couple of restaurants out on the highway.
Well, is there
Or
one
one,
still
I-
downtown, or I mean down
I don't
by
know.
where the gas station?
We
is?
came through Main Street and I didn't notice one, but I
I
wasn't
don't
really
think
looking
there is
for it.
one.
Buildings left on
Did
Main
you get a
Street.
picture
No,
of
I
the
mean
post
on the
office?
highway.
No,
there.
but
I
we
don't
should
know if
do
there's
that as we
another
head
Yeah,
back.
I just don't know what's down there anymore either.
Well,
You're
It
on.
was a really neat house. And you go in this front door and there's an oak staircase went upstairs. And it curved around like this. And it curved around. And in the back was the folks' bedroom. There's a bedroom here and a bedroom here and a bedroom here. And Frank and I were up there in that back bedroom sleeping. And I heard this squeak, squeak, squeak. And I said, Frank, get up, get up. Someone's coming up the stairs. I said, nobody's coming up the stairs. I said, somebody's coming up the stairs. I made him get out of bed and go look. And the front door, the screen door, was squeaking. That's what the noise was. But I knew somebody was coming out.
Yeah.
Sound like it.
Hey, we had some hellacious parties here though. Whenever we'd all three boys would get together, Dad would throw a party, and we had some real zingers.
The
How long
sheriff
did they
came
live
here.
Oh, because of the party?
Yeah, one night when Frank was home, they went downtown and drove on the sidewalk. Probably Tommy Robinson and
I
somebody.
don't remember that.
And they drove on the sidewalk, and then the sheriff, you have to ask Frank what the sheriff's name is.
Jack Wakely.
Okay, he came right here to the front door and wanted Frank. He was a wanted man. And so he had to come outside. You ask Frank about it, he'll tell you. And, because he and, I think Tommy Robinson had driven downtown and drove on the sidewalk.
That was Tommy.
But-
He's got to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Well, there's that place out along the road all the way out.
Nature's quit talking to me, calling,
All right.
screaming at me.